This clipper has made $24,000 just by editing simple videos and posting them on brand new social media accounts. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing his accounts, showing you his exact editing style and how you can replicate it even if you're a beginner clipper to get the same results that he's getting every single day. So as far as I can see on WAP, he's made over $10,000 clipping for breast skills. So we're gonna find his Instagram account for breast skills and break down exactly how he's getting these results. As we can see right here, this is his account for breast skills, and we can literally just see the style that he's using to get so many views. So as we can see right here, one of his clips actually got 3.5 million views, and I'm gonna break down exactly why it got so many views. But first, let's take a look at the clip.
Thinks I'm a scammer. My ID? Married? I was never married.
All right, now that we saw the clip that got 3.5 million views, let's see exactly what techniques he used to actually get this many views. Number one, he obviously found a viral potential clip moment from the long form footage that he was provided. When you're clipping for these creators, they're going to give you YouTube videos, they're going to give you long form pieces of footage. You need to be able to discern what's going to be a good clip and what's actually viral potential and actually worth even posting. In the example clip that we saw right here, the whole point of the clip, he's going and he got an ID scanned. The ladies at the desk are, saying that he's married, has kids, something that never happened. And this is a clip that can be accepted by a multitude of audiences, not just people who know breast scales. They don't have to know breast scales to watch a clip about somebody being told that he had kids and marriage and all this stuff. It's a clip that can be accepted by a multitude of audiences, and that's also why it works so well. He was able to pull this part out of the long form footage and understand that it was going to be a good clip because it was intriguing, there was some shock factor to it, it was funny, and all that tied together makes for a perfect clip. After he cut out this portion of the footage that he knew had viral potential, he simply picked what was going to be his hook or his first couple seconds of the video, and he carried this out perfectly. He picked the first few words that are going to bring some type of shock factor and also intrigue people to what they are talking about, which is simply the words, "She thinks I'm a scammer." The first couple seconds introduce exactly what the clip is going to be about. The people at the desk talking about who he is. People get intrigued by that. There's some shock factor to that because he uses the word scammer. It's a perfect hook to use for this clip. After he determined what his shocking hook was going to be, he used clean captions throughout the entire video. They weren't distracting. They looked good. They looked clean. They matched the overall style of this clip. And a big part of making captions that people don't understand is that people do not want to be distracted by these captions. People want to feel as if the captions belong in the clip. And if you have captions with overly animated effects or crazy colors, distracting effects in general, people are going to feel off about it, and they're not even going to realize why they feel off about the clip, but they're going to simply scroll away, because if the captions don't fit the style of the clip, it is not going to be pleasing to their subconscious and they're not going to want to watch your video. These captions fit perfectly with this clip. They're clean, they have a very subtle animation to it that feels good, it's visually pleasing. Next, he uses strategic b-roll, and only when it's necessary. Some people will overly use b-roll and it's just distracting to the clip, it gets confusing, people don't understand what's going on, and they end up scrolling away from the video. He didn't use too much b-roll, but he only used it when it was perfectly necessary. When the lady brought up that he crashed his car, he put b-roll of the crashed car. That's all you need. You don't need to do too much. It's just one clip. Number 5 is that he uses what I like to call hyper necessary cuts. This means that every single word, and I mean down to every single word in this clip, is completely necessary to the overall story. If you really pay attention to this clip and every single cut that's made, he cuts every single portion of the video that does not continue the story that is originally set up from the hook, and he also cuts anything that does not add value to the hook or what the clip is about or the humor that this clip brings. There's literally no word in this video that needs to be cut because the clipper has condensed it to its final form in a way that every single word that's stated is necessary to the clip. There's no repetition, there's no dead space, there's no filler words. Number 6 is that he uses an intriguing headline. The headline is simply this text at the top, and it says ID scan went deep with a skull emoji. It's very simple. It sets up what the video is about. It's not repetitive because it's not something that's stated in the actual clip. If we rewatch the beginning of the clip, the first words are not anything about the ID scan. It's just that she thinks I'm a scammer. And with that, paired with ID scan went deep, it sets up the perfect hook for viewers to be intrigued by what's actually going on here. They don't know if it's funny, or they don't know if he's actually a scammer and got caught up for something. Always rewatch and reread the headline that you choose in the eyes of a viewer who doesn't care one single bit about your clip. And number 7 is obviously that he style matched the audio. The audio flows perfectly with the clip. And something about making these clips that you need to understand is that every single element of your clip, the audio, the captions, the formatting, the style, the colors, needs to flow with one another. If anything feels like it doesn't belong, it's going to give the subconscious mind of the viewer a reason to scroll away from the video because it doesn't feel pleasing to watch. If we listen to the audio, it matches up perfectly with the vibe of the clip.
My ID? Married?
It gives this kind of anxious feeling, but also like the unserious feeling. So it matches perfectly with what this clip is about. And lastly, number 8 is visual enhancement. He enhanced the color, the brightness, and the quality of this clip, as we can see right here.
I was never married.
This is not how the original footage looks like. He enhanced the quality by making small adjustments with the color grading and things like that. And that's why the quality looks so crisp. These are the exact techniques that this clipper used to make such a perfect clip that paid him hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for this one single clip. Now, if you're able to really dial in all these different techniques and follow these with whatever clips that you're making, I promise you, you will get views, because these are techniques that naturally make viewers want to stay to watch an entire clip, no matter who the creator is. If you want my full breakdown of every single element of a viral clip, then be sure to check the first link in the description of this video. Stop wasting time trying to learn how to do this whole clipping thing on your own. We have all the resources you need, private campaigns. We have all the best WAP clipping campaigns, and we'll teach you exactly how to do this step by step so you can start making money clipping, because there's so much money out there. Creators need this very, very badly right now. So we'd love to have you. Be sure to click the first link and check us out. Now, if you guys are beginner clippers or you don't know how to do this style and you would like to know, then let's hop into DaVinci Resolve, and I want to show you exactly how to do some of the techniques in this video so you can apply these to your next clip and start getting results. So here we are in DaVinci Resolve. We have our clip that we're going to be using. I already found a viral potential moment, and the creator that I'm clipping for actually has gone viral with this exact clip before. So we off the bat know already that this has viral potential. So this is what we're going to use. For the hook, we've already picked it out. I'm going to play the clip out for you guys.
Yesterday, I ended up buying $4.46 million worth of NVIDIA.
All right, so as you can see here, we used very selective cutting. There's no point in this video that's unnecessary or doesn't add any value to the clip. First thing we'll obviously do is come up here in our effects tab, and we're going to go to titles and bring a text plus into our timeline. This is actually the caption style that I'm going to be using right here. I'm going to play it out for you guys. So I'm going to just copy this, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I made this. I'm going to edit the font and everything. So I'm going to type out the first word that he says, which is yesterday. So I'm just going to type this out so we know exactly what's going on. I like to use the Inter font and put it in black. This is honestly one of the cleanest fonts out there. Before I do anything else, I'm also going to come into effects. I'm going to search up drop shadow, and I'm going to add that to the text. Put the strength all the way up, the distance all the way down, and the blur somewhat around 0.275 or 0.3 so you can kind of see it better. We're gonna fix this later, and we're gonna make it look a lot better, but this is just the basic one that I use. All right, so now we're gonna get into the animation. It's not just a regular zoom bounce animation, it's only a zoom X bounce animation. So it's only the X zoom that's getting affected, not the Y zoom. So to do this, we're gonna unlink the zoom X from the zoom Y, so that we can adjust the zoom X without affecting the Y. And what we're gonna do is come to the very beginning of the clip right here. We're gonna place a keyframe, and we're gonna start at 0.94. At 0.94, we're gonna go over by 3 frames, and we're gonna change it to 1.025. That's gonna bring it stretched out a little bit, and then we're gonna go 3 more frames forward, and then we're gonna bring it back to 1. As we can see, this made a very subtle bounce effect. Now, along with the bounce effect, he also adds this, very subtle blur effect. So all we're gonna do is come over here to our open effects, and we're gonna search up directional blur. We're gonna add that. So we're gonna start the directional blur. We're gonna start the strength at 0. So we're gonna keyframe that. We're gonna go 3 frames over, and then we're gonna add it to 0.145. Again, you can adjust this if you think you want it to be stronger. And then you're gonna go 3 frames forward again and put it back down to 0. And as we can see, we just have this very subtle bounce and blur effect. And this is honestly pretty similar to what he does. Obviously, there's some things that you can change. And since this is DaVinci Resolve, you have to do these completely custom. I'm sure that he's using auto captions on CapCut or something, but personally I like to use DaVinci Resolve, so I'm showing you how to do this for completely free, because obviously to have AI auto captions you need to pay for it. But the cool thing is, once you make this caption once, you don't have to do it again. All you're going to do from here is copy this exact caption and paste it on the next word. And then for every piece of caption, I like to only add 1 to 3 words depending on how long the words are, so that you don't overcrowd your screen with a bunch of words. So all you're going to do now is listen to what he says and copy and paste the captions every time he says a couple new words and type them out. Now, this shouldn't take too long, because your clip shouldn't be more than like 30 to 45 seconds. I know it is tedious, but trust me, the end product is worth it, especially when you're doing this with a free version of the editing software, because you don't have access to AI auto captions. The next step I like to do to add a little bit more of a subtle effect that makes the captions look a little bit cleaner is I'll highlight all of my captions right here. As you can see, I'll right click and make them a compound clip, and then I'll add an extra set of drop shadow on top of that. turn the strength all the way up, distance all the way down, same thing as before, and I'll turn the blur down like that. So as you can see now, it makes the drop shadow look a lot better.
Yesterday I ended up buying 4.1.
So we have that nice bounce effect. We're gonna make them a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna put them down a little bit so they're not all up in the middle of the screen. Yes. Now obviously the technique that the other editor used was, you know, changing colors to some of the captions. So you can do that. Sometimes you can highlight some of the word. In this case, I'm gonna keep them all white, but it's up to you if you want to change them up. So once we finish the captions, I'm gonna show you exactly how to add some detail to the quality of the video to make it look a little bit nicer and stand out. We're gonna come into our effects, and we're gonna come to effects right here and drag an adjustment clip on top of our video, but under the captions, because we only want to apply this effect to the video and not to the captions. We're gonna drag this all out so it covers the entire portion of the video. We're gonna move our captions out of the way for now. We're gonna come over here to the color tab. We're gonna click this circle right here, this right here, the details. We're going to turn this all the way up. As you can see, it just changes the details a tad bit. Then we're going to come over to the blur, and we're going to turn the radius down to 0.47, and that's just going to add a little more detail to the video. Now one little detail we're going to do is come back to the color tab, and we're going to turn the gain up a little bit on the portion of the video where we see him, because I feel like it could be a little bit brighter. So we're going to come right here, we're going to come over here to this circle and turn the global exposure up a little bit, and then we're going to come back to this circle and turn the gain down so that it's not too bright, just to add a little bit more brightness to it, because I feel like it was a little bit too dark. Now just rewatch the video, because you want to make sure that you didn't adjust the color too much in different sections of the video to where it just looks completely messed up. So right here when he starts to show the screen, I think that it's a bit too bright, so we're going to cut this section of the adjustment clip, come back to the color tab, we're going to undo all of the brightness adjustments to that, and then turn back up the details. Then after that, the rest of the clips look good, so we're going to move our captions back on here and check out how the full video looks.
Yeah. Up buying $4.46 million worth of NVIDIA. I want to buy another 5.5 million.
So now we have a very clean looking clip. One of the last things that we're going to do is add a title to this clip. So I'm going to come to the titles right here, and I'm going to bring a regular text on top of the entire video right here, and then just drag it out so it goes across the whole video. Honestly, it's pretty easy to come up with a title. He's investing $4 million into a stock. You know, all we really have to do is, you know, maybe state the profit that he made. So we can put something like $1 million profit in 1 day. Make it smaller and then put it at the top. And then if it's cutting off, like you see it happening in this right here, is because the size is too big. So we're just going to adjust the size right there, and then zoom it back up, and then put it right on top of the video, as you can see there. We're going to change the font of this now. You can do anything that, you know, is kind of bold looking and also very simple. So we're going to use this, put it right at the top of the video, and that's pretty much it. So as you can see here now, we've literally just replicated the exact style that the other editor used to get that, you know, super viral video, and we just replicated the style with our creator. This is what I suggest you do for all the creators that you're clipping for. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Don't try and do anything that, you know, hasn't worked in the past before. Just replicate what's working right now. And as we saw, the clipper that made, you know, over $20,000, this is what he was doing. This is the exact style he used. Just replicate the style and do it for your creators.
Yesterday I ended up buying $4.46 million worth of NVIDIA.
So there we have it, guys. That's how to edit this type of clip. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you want more in-depth guidance and access to all the best WAP campaigns out there so you can start making money on day one, learn everything you need to learn, and get the same results like the clipper you just saw, be sure to click the first link in the description of this video.